You know when you're telling a story and you realize the timeline is getting all tangled up? Well, English actually has a built-in time machine for that exact problem, and today we're going to figure out how to use it. It's called the past perfect tense.
So, to really see this tense in action, let's kick things off with a little mystery. It's a classic ships in the night kind of story, and it's all about two people, Sarah and Paul.
Okay, picture this. They both go to the same party, but they completely miss each other. What happened? How do you explain that timeline so it actually makes sense? So let's set the scene. The main event of our story is this. Sarah arrived. We can picture it, but when she walks in, no Paul. He's gone.
And here it is, the solution to the whole mystery. In just 3 little words, he had gone home. That phrase, had gone, that's the key. It instantly tells us that Paul leaving happened before Sarah got there. And just like that, mystery solved. So, that little bit of grammar magic is what we call the past perfect tense. Its whole job is to clear up the order of events when you're talking about things that already happened. Let's break down exactly how it pulls this off.
The most important thing to remember is this. The past perfect needs an anchor. You need a main event in the past, like Sarah arrived, to hook it onto. Then, the past perfect describes the action that happened even earlier than that.
This timeline makes it all crystal clear. See that 11 p.m. mark? That's Sarah arrived. That's our main past event. But look what happened before that, back at 10:30 p.m. Paul went home. The phrase, he had gone, is what connects those 2 points in time. It's the bridge.
And this is exactly why I love calling it a time machine. When you say Sarah arrived, you've set your story at one point in the past. But then, when you say Paul had gone, you're hitting a button and jumping back to an even earlier moment. It's so incredibly useful for telling a clear story.
Let's look at another one. When we got home. Okay, that's our anchor point in the past. And what did we find? Somebody had broken in. The break-in obviously had to happen before we walked in the door.
Here's another great example. Karen's decision not to come to the movies. That happened in the past. And why? Well, because of something that happened even earlier. She had already seen the film. The past perfect gives us the critical backstory for her decision.
And it totally works with negatives too. The man was nervous, that's the situation in the past. The reason he's nervous goes back to the time before that moment. Why? Because he hadn't flown before. It explains everything.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this is cool, but why not just use the normal past tense for everything? That is a great question. So let's put the past perfect and the past simple side by side to really see the difference.
Okay, check out this little exchange. The question, was Tom there when you arrived? That's past simple. It's asking about one specific moment in time, the arrival. But look at the answer. No, he had already gone home. That uses the past perfect to explain what happened before that moment. It gives you context that the past simple just can't.
All right, time for one more classic grammar showdown. Past perfect versus present perfect. They sound really similar, I know, but where they're pointing in time is totally different.
The whole game here is about your anchor point. The present perfect, like I've never seen her, connects something in the past to right now. It means I don't know her now. But the past perfect, I'd never seen her, connects that past event to another point in the past. It means I didn't know her back then. It all depends on if your story is anchored to the present or to the past.
Okay, so we've seen what this thing does, and we've seen how it's different from the other tenses. Let's wrap this all up into a simple, practical tool that you can actually start using right away.
So if there's one thing you take away from this, it's this. Anytime you're telling a story and you need to jump back in time to explain why something happened, the past perfect is your best friend. It's all about making your story clear and easy to follow. And using it is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Seriously. First, you start your story in the past. Second, you ask yourself, wait, do I need to give a little backstory here? And if the answer is yes, then step 3, you fire up that grammar time machine and use the past perfect.
Okay, so let's put this into practice right now. Think about your day. The moment you hit play on this is now a point in the past, right? So here's my question for you. Before you started this, what had you already learned today? Give it a thought. It's truly the best way to make it stick.